Good morning. It is Tuesday, December 15th, and I have a mess on my table here. Got my morning coffee. I don't think you can see the image. Let's try something real quick. I have this compact. Wonder if there's a way of... Oh yeah, kinda. Yeah, that's kind of dorky, but anyway, it's a penny farthing bike. Didn't do much last week. I was watching some videos and things from other people, but I think it was yesterday. Yesterday, the day before. Actually, no, I think it was Friday for this one. I saw someone's Pinterest pin, and I will hunt it down and put it in the link. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick for you to see. Excuse me. But I liked the idea they had for their journal. You know, I've done these ones back here like Dan Reevely does, and this one I saw from someone else. Visualblessings.blogspot.com, and she had done this where she's got this really neat mandala, and she's trimmed the edge of the mandala to match so that the edges are different. And I just found this woman's blog when I found this pin a couple days ago, and she's got some really awesome work, so make sure you go check her out. I'll put the Pinterest link to the pin and the link to her blog in the description so you can go see. So needless to say, I needed a mandala on my page, and I wasn't confident of my own efforts, so I did rather than just paste a mandala on my paper, I had this one. And there's two ways you can do this. You can get like transfer paper, like carbon paper or something, put it between there and then draw it on and have it transfer over. Or you can take a pencil and scribble on the lines, which is what I did. You add a little bit of pencil mark on the lines, and then you're going to flip it over, and then right over the pencil, I used a green pen, to transfer the pencil marks to your paper. Now I like this particular way because the pencil marks usually come off pretty light, and then they also are erasable, whereas if you're using the transfer paper with the carbon sheet type thing, whatever it's called, you may not be able to erase. So once I got that on there, I traced around the edge here where I wanted the page cut, and then I used my X-Acto knife and a cutting mat in there and then cut that free. So now I need to come in and finish up the lines on the interior and then add some decorative elements and things like that. So I'll be working on that sometime this week, hopefully. And then this one, this is my Donna Downey Inspiration Wednesday page book. This is a cheap cutting mat from the dollar store, and cut it in half, and then you have two protectors for your small journals. Alright, this one here is in progress. Donna had used a piece of fabric that had some kind of script on it, and I didn't have anything like that, so I came up with my own. I took my cutting mat and put down some strips of adhesive athletic tape that's fabric, and then once I had them down, I just scribbled on it and wrote some words using a permanent marker. So that's my version of her printed fabric. So I have several other steps to accomplish on top of this before this particular page will be done. But I did this one, and he's nice and shiny because he has daddy bands on it for stop sticking. And this right here is this stuff, the newsprint paper. It was tea dyed before I did anything on it, and I found it sitting around my desk. And in her page, she had little printouts that said this, and I couldn't find any printouts that I liked, so I just wrote my own and cut them out and add them on here. And then this little dude is off of an Outback Steakhouse kids menu. So that was pretty fun. I like how it turned out. I had a few modifications on supplies from what Donna was using in her particular page, but I'm happy with the way it turned out. And the next one I did was this one, and I hate my handwriting, so bleh. But we have a heart coming out, a text heart showing through a piece of paper that has been cut and torn. So you can see the little bit of edge goodies there, and then there's some modeling paste flourish thing there. Donna had used a stencil for hers, and I had already glued down my paper and said oops. So I you know, sculpted a swirly shape in mine. And this stuff here is molding paste smeared on there, and then a glazing technique over the top. So I really like how this turned out. I think this part right here around the heart, I think it's my favorite part for the effect. But yeah, I don't like my handwriting. So if you can't read that, it says, sometimes you have to take a leap into the unknown and do what your heart tells you. So I thought that was really appropriate. I pulled that out of my quotes book I have going. Thought that was appropriate considering there's a heart on there. So I'm on this one, and I'm playing catch up. These two particular pages, bleh, this one and this one, were actually posted by Donna back in July. So that tells you how far behind I am. So I will get to doing that one today sometime, hopefully. And I don't see anything else hiding down here. I'll leave that one for you to look at since it's actually completed. And once I get through some more of these pages, we'll do a flip. Now, you heard me mention Daddy Vans, and if you don't know what that's all about, Daddy Vans is a great product for crafters, artists, I mean, or, you know, either, sorry. And this is Daddy Vans All Natural Unscented Beeswax Furniture Polish. I learned about this from Shannon Green. In fact, she's worked with Daddy Vans a couple of times to do a few giveaways on things. So if she has another one, I will give you guys a heads up so you can participate. I've had this one for over a year, I think, and I've used it on several pages, and that's how much I've used. It was full to the top, so it's not really, you know, it's hard to show you here, but you can see it's still pretty full. But what you do is you add this to your pages that have some kind of a sticky media, and in a few of my pages I still have some pieces of paper in because there was a couple of things in there that were still sticking. This one in particular, this accent stuff, this is the Irresistible Pico Embellisher. This stuff stayed sticky quite a long time, and you know, it may be that I need to do this page. I may not have done it because of the Inspire. Didn't want to smear that around, so that might be what's going on. But say you have a page that, you know, it's sticking to itself, or you know, even when you haven't had it put away for a long time, you're pretty sure it's going to start sticking. I use a brush, and I've trimmed part of the bristles off of this, and I just kind of smush it around in there and get the stuff on the brush, and you just kind of smear it on your page like that. And you're going to notice where you've put it because, you know, see that shiny bit? That's the Daddy Vans. Now, a little bit goes a long way. You can go all over with this. Get it in really good. And this is just using leftover on my brush from the last thing I did. So, you go all over the place. You can even use a soft towel to apply this. But once you've gotten it spread all around, you come back with like a soft towel, or I use this piece of paper towel, and I just keep this particular one in my package where I keep my Daddy Vans. But you just go through, and after you've let it sit for a little bit, like 5 minutes or so, you're just going to rub away some of the residual, you know, wax stuff. And it doesn't harm your artwork. Now, one exception to that is if you have like a Stabilo All or some other water reactive item, it might react to that. So it's possibly a good idea for you to spray your work with some kind of a fixative and then use the daddy bands. And that way you know your stuff isn't going anywhere. This right here, no, it wasn't that. What was it? Yeah, this particular pen, I wasn't sure if it was going to do anything, because this is not a Sharpie, it's something else, when it was messed with. So I actually sprayed these pages and then used my daddy bands on them. So, see, not going anywhere. So there's that tip for you on that. And on these glazing techniques, I don't know what's wrong with my throat today. I have two products here that I've been using. I've originally brought the Glazing Medium by Liquitex. Now, when I first got this, I decided I wanted to go small and inexpensive. And so I bought theirs. Well, you know what? It didn't work the way I wanted it to. It did not wipe away like you thought it would. It dried way too quick. So I got my coupon and I went and bought the golden gloss. This stuff is great. This stuff is So not to waste this, I use a bit of this and a bit of this mixed together when I'm doing my glazing technique, so I can get rid of this. You know, I don't want to waste it. You know, I bought it. It's a product. It does work. Not quite the way I wanted it to, but anyway. And I'm actually getting down where my matte gel's getting low. Let me see what's going on in here. Yeah, I'm getting down in there. I like to keep the foil top to the container so that I can just, you know, close it back. Well, this one was getting pretty raggedy from opening and closing it so much, so I just put a bit of packing tape across it to give it some stability. So there's an idea for you if you're wanting to keep your containers good. Also, you can do wax paper so that the glue on the rim that you always accidentally get doesn't stick to the lid and make it impossible to open. So that's about it for me for today. I'm just going to fiddle around and do some stuff. Oh, wait a minute. I have one more thing to show you. I just remembered. I was playing in my collage book, and I did this one. Be your true self. So there's a woman there with the impression of a butterfly that's actually being created by a big scarf. A couple of them, actually. I thought that was pretty cool. And then I do need to come back through and do some doodle work on it. And then the other one I started on was this one. And she's, I don't know what she's doing, dancing or something. But I gave her this fan, actually with some kind of a wall decoration, but I glued it down where it had some 3D to it. So it looks like she's actually holding a fan. And then this word here is actually going to be one of my other pages. Time it on your side. I have a bunch of watches that I've cut out. I'm going to do something with that, using that particular cutout. So that is finally it for me for today. So I thank you for watching. If you are new to my channel and not already a subscriber, you can hit that button below or wherever it went. And be notified of future videos from me. Please like and share. Feel free to ask questions down below in the comments section. And in the description box you will find links to my social media sites, and also there's an mailing address for me if you would like to participate in my request for ATC cards or tag art. So thank you very much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.